Howdy, everybody. So I've had a commercial driver's license for 46 years, and I drove in the Truckers Parade for 20 years. And I think first and foremost, I want to thank KEKA and the Papstein family and Dale Bridges for putting this parade on for 30 years and bringing smiles to thousands of kids, because it's about the kids. So what we are doing is, the last week we've been working with quite a few friends, HDSO, the Sheriff's Department, Eureka Police Department, the security ends of it. We've talked to Public Works at the county. We will be talking with the city. We turned in a permit this morning to put on the 31st annual Truckers Parade on December 14th. I think it's the biggest thing in Humboldt County are traditions, and we need to keep our traditions. I've reached out to quite a few sponsors. The cool thing is, nobody has said no. Everybody's excited. Everybody remembers raising their kids with the Truckers Parade, and we're going to do a Truckers Parade for the kids that are coming up now, for grandkids and everything else. We think it's important. But again, I can't understate the fact that we're doing this in respect to KEKA, and I gotta thank the Papstein family, because they have offered to help in any way they can with logistics. There's so many people involved. We have 80 or 90 volunteers. I want to thank Bittendorf Trucking for loaning us the truck today. They've been in the parade for every year for 30 years with numerous trucks, and they've jumped on board. We've talked to quite a few trucking companies. So rain or shine, snow, sleet, we're going to have a Truckers Parade, and I want to thank the community and everybody that stepped up. Sheriff Billy Hansel, Chief Watson. We don't do it without our law enforcement officers. They're gonna help in any way they can. Public Works, and then a numerous amount of volunteers. Now, why we're doing this, we're not taking it over forever. But once a tradition goes away, we lose our tradition. So we're taking it over, and then we're going to have 12 months to find a civic group. I've already talked to a few that are going to help this year, and with the help of the some volunteers and everything else, we can keep this tradition going, because that's what makes Humboldt County the beautiful place it is because we have some great traditions. And this year, beneficiary for all funds raised, sponsorship money, and the entry fees will be the Boys and Girls Club. I've driven truck for 46 years. The best times I ever had was in the Truckers Parade, seeing thousands of kids smile, wave, honk your horn. Those are pretty cool things. So I think it's important we do this. I thank everybody in the last week that has said yes. We haven't got a no yet. Thanks to Redwood Acres, we're going to be able to stage there. It's pretty amazing. Everybody's jumped on board. So that's why we're here, and I appreciate everybody that showed. This is short notice. I mean, I want to, Jeff Pauley from the Rotary Clubs, he's here, and his son, he's been a big part. They put on the Rotary Parade. We're going to use him for logistics, and he probably doesn't know it, but I'm probably going to stick him with the insurance bill. Thanks, Jeff. But everybody's jumped on board, so it's gonna be a fun thing. Any questions?
What about Brian?
Brian, you want to say a few things about? Brian just told me in the truck. As we drove over here, Brian said the one thing is, he says it'll be the first time in 30 years I'm actually gonna get to watch a Truckers Parade.
Yeah, and it's really cool that Rex and his friends stepped up this year to be able to keep it going too. It just gotten a little too much for us to be able to handle, and the tradition certainly is there, and be able to pass it on, and then to have it so many community members be able to step up behind and be able to do it, because it was something that we spent a lot of time, a lot of effort, most of you are aware of, and it's really pleasing that Rex was able to step up and as things were changing. So nice to see Dale here too.
Yeah, and it's nicer to see Leon, but
yeah, well,
I would be remiss if James Barney, he's head of the HDSO. I mean, I says, hey, do you think you guys could help? And he basically says, of course we can. It's about the kids, and that's what it's about. Nothing else that we can do this. The parents are collateral damage. They get to have a little bit of fun too, and we have picnics. We have, yeah, you guys have seen the course. It's a neat thing for Humboldt County. It's a great thing for Eureka. We'll be working with the Fortuna's Truckers Parade that goes on Friday night, making sure we get all those guys here. So we're reaching out. So if you see me on your caller ID, sorry, answer please. I need help. So, any questions?
You said funding for future years is still a question mark. Is that right?
Not funding. I mean, because it's funded. We have sponsors that are going to sponsor it. Helps pay for advertising and everything else. But there's some residual money. There's some we charge an entry fee, and then all those revenues that are gained, whatever's left after we cover our costs and everything else, insurance. Thanks, Jeff. All those other things. And then we're going to be able to hopefully give a nice check to the Boys and Girls Club, because back to what? It's about the kids.
And that's an entry fee for the parade participants?
For the parade participants.
Right.
That's for the parade participants. But what we want to do is, with the knowledge that the Papstein family has, Hugo, Brian, and then Dale Bridges, who was the coordinator for so many years, we'll have a little bit of a game plan and a blue book, and we can hand it over to somebody and says, this is going to work, guys. It's not as hard as it looks. We call the volunteers, you watch intersections, and you actually have a great time. So.
Play Jingle Bells.
It never works.